Well, failure. It is Veterans Day and the gym is closed. Go figure that. So I'm gonna sit here and walk for a few minutes until I freeze my ass off. Life is changing every minute of every day. Every second of every day it's changing. All your molecules in your body are changing. We're wasting away to nothing. It's easy to get a negative attitude, but we're not going to do that. So, I'm just saying, you're not stuck. Sometimes you got to draw a line in the sand and pick a side. Once you pick a side, you start moving in the direction that you want to go. And you always do your steps. Step one in life is get your driver's license. The second you can get it, you come up with a plan, so the second you can get it, you get it. You need people helping you, taking you out, learn how to drive, you do what needs to be done. I helped my mother to death until I got it done. And the second step is graduate high school, and then you gotta decide what you're gonna do. You can either work, go in the service, or go to college. There's no right answer. It's just what you want to do. You just got to remember that if you go to college, there's going to be a financial starving to death after you get out. And 9 times out of 10, you're not making the money that you think you're going to make when you get out of college. You just think, I'm so smart. Well, you're a beginner at your field. So, beginners start at the bottom of the salary structure. But if you're more specialized education, then maybe you're going to start out a little bit higher than what the beginner would start out as. So, think wisely before you pick something in college. But you might have to just work, which is called Carhartt University. Sometimes I think that's a smart way to go. I mean, if you want to be an accountant, you can go right to the library and read all the books, and then when you can't understand something, you take a course in that to get yourself through. Then, like me, you might decide accounting's not for you. You don't like sitting there for hours looking for pennies, trying to make everything balance out. My type of thing was I wanted to look at the numbers and then management accounting, make the decisions on what needs to be done to be successful. So that's what I did. That's what I concentrated on. So, just because you're weak in one area doesn't mean that you're gonna fail. I mean, when I went to college, I had the engineering mind and math mind, but communicating wasn't even in my thing that I thought I was going to be able to do. I mean, in English composition, I got a D, and the dean felt sorry for me. I mean, he doesn't have time to bring in a student that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But he must have felt sorry for me and brought me in there, said he wanted to see me. I'm going, what the hell? Why does he want to see me? Because I suck. I went in there, he said, read these 2 lines, your first paragraph. I did, and he goes, no, what the hell does that mean? I said, just what it says. I mean, I was so oblivious. He said, Scott, you're smart, but you can't even string any sentences together. I went a long time without being able to do that. Constantly being told I don't know how to communicate. So, and when I went into college, I got a 360 on my English and my SATs. That's pathetic. And I'm going to use a word that nobody likes, but I was retarded in English. So, and I wrote my first book when I was 60 years old. I just didn't think I could do it, and I just said, well, it was the 1-year anniversary of my father's death. So I decided I'm going to attempt. Sent 8 pages to my son and 40 pages to my sister. My son said, you have something here, keep going. And the sister says, this sounds like a James Mitchum novel. I like it, but you got lazy on chapter 10, and then I explained to her how I got a 360 in English, and I didn't understand sentences and whatever. She goes, oh, okay, I forgive you, keep going. So that's what I did. So it doesn't matter where you start, you just got to keep improving each day, and soon you're going to be passing up other people that have negative attitudes or just can't believe they're going to get anywhere. But anybody that improves a little bit each day will be twice as good within 6 months as they were before. So as long as you continue to do that throughout your life, you'll get somewhere. Well, the gym was open. I just forgot on Saturday it opens at 7. So it's a good thing I took a short walk and fiddled around on the camera of this phone. Got in and got my workout. So the last part of this video, I'm going to talk about President Kennedy and President Johnson. They initiated affirmative action in the 60s. It took a firm foothold. And after 60 years of that, we learned a few things. You really can't micromanage the world. We're all in a sandbox, playing around, and you know shit's gonna fly. And it's up to the real world to confront other people that are discriminating against other people. That's the only way it's gonna work. But it started out as a good idea, and then it morphed into something else. Not everybody was equal. When you try to help somebody that's not exactly qualified, but you're filling a slot with a minority, you're discriminating against somebody else that's more qualified. And the thing is they wanted you to hire a minority if they had the same qualifications. You're always going to be eliminating something that should be attended to. I mean, if you really, really look at it, all the beautiful people will get hired first. Because they're easy to look at. Most of them are confident and they know how to communicate properly. I mean, 85% of employment is right here. So what are you going to do? Do a law that says you got to hire? You can't discriminate against race, religion, origin of country, and ugliness. We have the law. Now let the population fence up the people that, don't want to play nice. So, I mean, if you look at everything, I mean, it seems like the leadership is, all right, the wind's blowing this way, we're going to do this. Wind's blowing this way, we're going to do that. But we got to hold down the judgment. Sometimes we got to stick with the stuff that's worked for 100 years. So today's theory is cardio and baby weights. I did the lat pull down. That's the only exercise I did for a half hour straight. Because I was watching some young guy do the bench press. And his bar was crooked, which means he was putting most of the weight on his right arm. You could tell it was crooked going up, and he should have noticed that when he set it up, when he was done with it and set it back up again, that his right arm was closer to the thing than the other arm. So that was pretty much telling me, look at myself, I gotta start from the beginning. Baby weights, you do the exercise until you're thoroughly acclimated to doing it properly. Both sides of your body are working in balance, and you're developing everything that needs to be developed. And not putting all the weight on one arm and suffering imbalance on the other. So now we're gonna hydrate and go to the most consistent diner I've ever been to, Carl's Country Kitchen.